Morphology of flowering plants. The wide range in the structure of higher plants will never fail to fascinate us, even though the angiosperm show such a large diversity in external structure or morphology. They are called characterized by presence of roots, stems, leaves, flowers, and fruits. In chapter 2 and 3, we talked about classification of plants based on morphological and other characteristics. For any successful attempt at classification and at understanding any higher plants, or for that matter any living organism, we need to know standard technical terms and standard definitions. We also need to know about the possible variations in different parts found as adaptation of the plants to their environment, example adaptation to various habitats for protection, climbing, storage, etc. If you pull out any weeds, you will see that all of them have roots, stems and leaves. They may be bearing flower and fruits. The underground part of the flowering plant is the root system, while the portion above the ground forms the shoot system. The roots in majority of the dicotyledonous plants, the direct elongation of the radicle leads to the formation of primary root which grows inside the soil. It bears lateral roots of several orders that are referred to secondary, tertiary, etc. root. The primary roots and its branches constitute the taproot system as seen in the mustard plant. In monocotyledonous plants, the primary root is short-lived and is replaced by a large number of roots. These roots originate from the base of the stem and constitute the fibrous root system, as seen in the wheat plant. In some plants, like grass, monstera, and the banyan tree, roots arise from parts of the plant other than radicle and are called adventitious roots. The main function of the root system are absorption of water and minerals from the soil, providing a proper anchorage to the plant parts, storing reserved food materials, and synthesis of plant growth regulators. Region of the root. The root is covered at the apex by a thimble-like structure called the root cap. It protects the tender apex of the root as it makes its way through the soil. A few millimeters above the root cap is the region of meristematic activity. The cells of this region are very small, thin-walled, and with dense protoplasm. They divide repeatedly. The cells proximal to this region undergo rapid elongation and enlargement and are responsible for the growth of the root in length. This region is called the region of elongation. The cell of the elongation zone gradually differentiate and mature. Hence, this zone proximal to region of elongation is called the region of maturation. From this region, some of the epidermal cells form very fine and delicate thread-like structure called root hairs. These root hairs absorb water and minerals from the soil. Modification of roots. Roots in some plants change their shape and structure and become modified to perform function other than absorption and conduction of water and minerals. They are modified for support, storage of food and respiration. Tap roots of carrot, turnip and adventitious roots of sweet potato get swollen and store food. Can you give some more such examples? Have you ever wondered what those hanging structures that support a banyan tree are? These are called top roots. Similarly, the stem of maize and sugarcane have supporting roots coming out of the lower nodes of the stem. These are called stilt roots. In some plants such as Rhizophora growing in swampy area, many roots come out of the ground and grow vertically upward. Such root called pneumatophores helps to get oxygen for respiration. The stem. What are the features that distinguish a stem from a root? The stem is the ascending part of the axis bearing branches, leaves. It develops from the plumule of the embryo of a germinating seed. The stem bears nodes and internodes. The region of the stem where leaves are borne are called nodes, while internodes are the portion between two nodes. The stem bears buds which may be terminal or auxiliary. Stem is generally green when young and later often become woody and dark brown. The main function of the stem is spreading out branches bearing leaves, flowers and fruits. It conducts water, minerals and photosynthesis. Some stems perform the function of storage of food, support, protection and of vegetative propagation. Modification of stem. The stem may not always be typically like what they are expected to be. They are modified to perform different functions. Underground stems of potato, ginger, turmeric, jamaican, colosacea are modified to store foods in them. They also act as organ of perenniation to tide over conditions unfavorable for growth. Stem tendrils, which develop from auxiliary buds are slender and spirally coiled and help plants to climb such as in gourd, cucumber, pumpkins, watermelon and grapevines. Auxiliary buds of stems may also get modified into woody, straight and pointed thorns. Thorns are found in many plants such as citrus, bougainvillea. They protect plants from browsing animals. Some plants of arid region modified their stem into flattened or fleshy cylindrical structure. They contain chlorophyll and carry out photosynthesis underground. stems of some plants such as grass and strawberry, etc. Spread and spread to new niches, and when older parts die, new plants are formed. In plants like mint and jasmine, a slender lateral branches arises from the base of the main axis, and after growing aerially for some times arc downward to touch the ground. A lateral branch with short internodes and each node bearing a rosette of leaves and a tuft of roots is found in an aquatic plant like Pistia eichhornia, in banana, pineapple, and chrysanthemum. The lateral branches originate from the basal and underground portion of the main stem, grow horizontally beneath the soil, and then come out obliquely upward, giving rise to the leafy shoot. The leaf. The leaf is a lateral, generally flattened structure borne on the stem. It develops at the node and bears a bud in its axil. The axillary bud later develops into a branch. Leaves originate from shoot apical meristem and are arranged in an acropetal order. They are the most important vegetative organ for photosynthesis. A typical leaf consists of three main parts: leaf base, petiole, and lamina. The leaf is attached to the stem by the leaf base and may bear two lateral small leaf-like structures called stipules. In monocotyledons, the leaf base expands into a sheath covering the stem partially or wholly. In some leguminous plants, the leaf base may become swollen, which is called pulvinous. The petioles help hold the blade to light. Long, thin, flexible petioles allow leaf blades to flutter in wind, thereby cooling the leaf and bringing fresh air to the leaf surface. The lamina or the leaf blades is the green expanded part of the leaf which with vein and ventilates. There is usually a middle prominent vein which is known as the midrib. Veins provide rigidity to the leaf blades and act as channel to transport for water, minerals, and food materials. The shape, margin, apex surface, and extent of incision of lamina varies in different leaves. Venation. The arrangement of vein and the veinlets in the lamina of leaf is termed as venation. When veinlets form a network, the venation is termed as reticulate. When the vein runs parallel to each other within a lamina, the venation is termed as parallel. Leaves of dicotyledonous plant generally possesses reticulate venation, while parallel venation is the characteristic of the most monocotyledons. The type of leaves. A leaf is said to be simple when its lamina is entire or when incised the incision do not touch the midrib. When the incision of lamina reach up to the midrib, breaking it into number of leaflets. the leaf is called compound. A bud is present in the axil of petiole in both simple and compound leaves, but not in the axil of leaflets of the compound leaf. The compound leaf may be of two types. In a pinnately compound leaf, a number of leaflets are present on a common axis. The rashes, which represent the midrib of the leaf, as in neem. In palmately compound leaves, the leaflets are attached at a common point, that is, at the tip of petiole, as in the silk cotton. Phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy is the pattern of arrangement of leaves on the stem or branch. This is usually of three types: alternate, opposite, and whorled. In alternate type of phyllotaxy, a single leaf arises at each node in alternate manner, as in China rose, mustard, sunflower plants. In opposite type, a pair of leaves arises at each node and lie opposite to each other, as in calotropis and guava plants. If more than two leaves arises at a node and form a whorl, it is called whorled, as in Alstonia. Modification of leaves. Leaves are often modified to perform function other than photosynthesis. They are converted into tendrils for climbing, as in pea, or into spine for defense, as in cacti. The fleshy leaves of onion and garlic store food. In some plants, such as Australian acacia, the leaves are small and sword-like. The petiole in these plants expand, become green, and synthesize food. Leaves of certain insectivorous plants, such as pitcher plant, Venus flytrap, are also modified leaves. The inflorescence. A flower is modified shoot wherein the shoot apical meristem changes to floral meristem. Internodes do not elongate and the axis gets condensed. The apex produces different kinds of floral appendage laterally at successive nodes instead of leaves. When a shoot is transformed into flower, it is always solitary. The arrangement of flower on the floral axis is termed as inflorescence. Depending on whether the apex gets developed into a flower or continue to grow, two major types of inflorescences are defined: racemose and cymose. In racemose type of inflorescences, the main axis continue to grow. The flowers are borne laterally in an equipetal succession. In cymose type of inflorescence, the main axis terminates into a flower, hence is limited growth. The flowers are borne in a basipetal order. The flower is the reproductive unit in the angiosperm. It is meant for sexual reproduction. A typical flower has four different kinds of whorls arranged successively on the swollen end of the stalk or pedicle, called thalamus or receptacle. These are calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. Calyx and corolla are accessory organ, while androecium and gynoecium are reproductive organs. In some flowers like lily, the calyx and corolla are not distinct and are termed as perianth. When a flower has both androecium and gynoecium, it is bisexual. A flower having either only stamens or only carpels is unisexual. In symmetry, the flower may be actinomorphic, radial symmetry, or zygomorphic, bilateral symmetry. When a flower can be divided into two equal radical halves in any radial plane passing through the center, it is said to be actinomorphic. Example: mustard, datura, chili. When it can be divided into two similar halves only when in one particular vertical planes, it is zygomorphic. Example: pea, gulmohar, bean, cassia. A flower is asymmetric irregular if it cannot be divided into two similar halves by any vertical plane passing through center, as in canna. A flower may be trimerous, tetramerous, or pentamerous when the floral appendage are in multiple of 3, 4, or 5 respectively. Flowers with back reduced leaf found as the base of the pedicle are called bracteate, and those without are ebracteate. Based on the position of calyx, corolla, and androecium in respect of the ovary on thalamus, the flowers are described as hypogynous, perigynous, and epigynous. The hypogynous flower, the gynoecium, occupies the highest position while the other parts of the are situated below it. The ovary in such flower is said to be superior. Example: mustard, China rose, and brinjal. If gynoecium is situated in the center and other parts of the flower are located on the rim of the thalamus almost at the same level, it is called perigynous. The ovary here is said to be the half inferior. Example: palm, rose, peach. In epigynous flower, the margin of thalamus grows upward, enclosing the ovary completely and getting fused with it. The other parts of the flower arises above the ovary. Hence, the ovary is said to be inferior as in flowers of guava and cucumber and the rare florets of sunflower. Parts of a flower. Each flower normally has 4 floral holes: as calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. Calyx. The calyx is the outermost hole of the flower and members are called sepals. Generally, sepals are green, leaf-like and protect the flower in the bud stage. The calyx may be gamosepalous or polycephalous. sepals free. Corolla. Corolla is composed of petals. Petals are usually brightly colored to attract insects for pollination. Like Kailash, corolla may also be gamopetalous petals united or polypetalous petals free. The shape and color of corolla vary greatly in plants. Corolla may be tubular, bell-shaped, funnel-shaped, or wheel-shaped. Estivation. The mode of arrangement of sepals or petals in floral buds with respect to the other members of the same hold is known as estivation. The main types of estivations are velvet, twisted, imbricate, and vexillary. When sepals or petals in a hold just touch one another at the margin without overlapping, as in calotropis, it is said to be velvet. If one margin of the appendage overlaps that of the next one and so on, as in China rose, lady's finger, and cottons, it is called twisted. If margin of sepals or petals overlap one another but not in any particular direction, as in Cassiveria, the Gulmohar, the estivation is called imbricate. In pea and bean flower, there are 5 petals. The largest standard overlaps the two lateral petals wings, which in turn overlap the two smallest anterior petals. Kill. This type of estivation is known as vexillary or papilionaceous. Androecium. Androecium is composed of stamens. Each stamen, which represent the male reproductive organ, consists of a stalk or a filament and an anther. Each anther is usually bilobed and each lobe has two chambers, the pollen sac. The pollen grains are produced in pollen sac. A sterile stamen is called staminode. Stamens of flowers may be united with other members such as petals or among themselves. When stamens are attached to the petals, they are epipetalous, as in brinjal, or epiphyllous when attached to the perianth, as in flower of lily. The stamens in a flower may either remain free polyandrous or may be united in varying degree. The stamen may be united into one branch or one bundle monoadelphous, as in China rose, or two bundles diadelphous, as in pea, or into more than two bundles polyadelphous, as in citrus. There may be variation in the length of filaments within a flower, as in salvia and mustard. Gymnosium. Gymnosium is the female reproductive part of the flower and is made up of one or more carpel. A carpel consists of 3 parts, namely stigma, style, and ovary. Ovary is the enlarged basal part on which lies the elongated tube. The style connects the ovary to the stigma. The stigma is usually at the tip of the style and is receptive surface for pollen grains. Each ovary bears one or more ovules attached to flattened cushion-like placenta. When more than one carpel is present, they may be free as in lotus or rose and are called apocarpus. They are termed cyanocarpus when carpels are fused as in mustard and tomato. After fertilization, the ovules develop into seeds and the ovary mature into fruit. Placentation. The arrangement of ovule within the ovary is known as placentation. The placentation are of different types, namely marginal, axial, parietal, basal, central, and precentral. In marginal placentation, the placenta forms a ridge along the ventral structure of the ovary and the ovules are borne on this ridge forming two rows as in P. When the placenta is axial and the ovules are attached to it in a multilocular ovary, the placentation is said to be axial, as in China, rose, tomato, and lemon. In parietal placentation, the ovules develop on the inner wall of the ovary or on peripheral part. Ovary is one-chambered, but it becomes two-chambered due to the formation of the false septum. Example: mustard and argemone. When the ovules are born on the central axis and septa are absent, as in dianthus and primrose, the placentation is called precentral. In basal placentation, the placenta develops at the base of ovary and single ovule is attached to it as in sunflower marigold. The fruit is a characteristic feature of flowering plants. It is mature or ripened ovary developed after fertilization. If a fruit is formed without fertilization of the ovary, it is called a parthenocarpic fruit. Generally, the fruit consists of a whorl or pericarp and seed. The pericarp may be dry or fleshy. When pericarp is thick and fleshy, it is differentiated into outer epicarp, the middle mesocarp, and the inner endocarp. In mango, the coconut, the fruit is known as a drupe. The develop from monocarpillary superior ovary and are one-seeded. In mango, the pericarp is well differentiated into an outer thin epicarp, a middle fleshy edible mesocarp, and an inner stony hard endocarp. In coconut, which is also a drupe, the mesocarp is fibrous. The seed. The ovules after fertilization develop into seeds. A seed is made up of a seed coat and an embryo. The embryo is made up of a radicle, an embryonal axis, and one, as in wheat, maize, or two cotyledons, as in gram and pea. Structure of a dicotyledonous seed. The outermost covering of a seed is seed coat. The seed coat has two layers, the outer testa and the inner tegmen. The hilum is a scar on the seed coat to which the developing seeds were attached to the fruit. Above the hilum is a small pore called micropyle. Within the seed coat is the embryo consisting of an embryonal axis and two cotyledons. The cotyledons are often fleshy and full of reverse food materials. As at the two ends of the embryonal axis are present the radicle and the plumule. In some seeds, such as castor, the endosperm formed as a result of double fertilization is a food storing tissue and called endospermic seed. In plants such as bean, gram and pea, the endosperm is not present in mature seeds as, and such seeds are called non-endopermous. Structure of monocotyledonous seeds. Generally, monocotyledonous seeds are endospermic, but some, as in orchids, are non-endospermic. In the seed of cereals such as maize, the seed coat is membranous and generally fused with the fruit wall. The endosperm is bulky and store food. The outer covering endosperm separate the embryo by a proteinous layer called aleuron layer. The embryo is small, situated in a groove at one end of the endosperm. It consists of one large and steel-shaped cotyledons known as scutellum and a short axis with a palmule and a radicle. The palmule and radicle are enclosed in sheath which are called coleoptile and coleogyia respectively. Semi-technical description of a typical flowering plant. Various morphological features are used to describe a flowering plant. The description has to be brief in a simple and scientific language presented in a proper sequence. The plant is described beginning with its habit, vegetative character, root, stem and leaves, and then floral character, inflorescence and flower parts. After describing various parts of a plant, a floral diagram and a floral formula are presented. The floral formula is represented by some symbols in floral formula. BR stands for bractet, K stands for calyx, C stands for corolla, P stands for perianth, A stands for endoecium, G stands for gynecium, G underscore for superior ovary and G upper or for inferior ovary, O arrow for male, O plus for female, O arrow plus for bisexual plants, plus O plus circle for actinomorphic and percentage for zygomorphic nature of flowers. Fusion is indicated by enclosing the figure within the brackets and adhesion by line drawn above the symbol for the floral parts. A floral diagram provides information about the number of parts of flowers, their arrangement and the relation they have with one another, the position of the mother axis with respect to flower is represented by a dot on the top of the floral diagram. Calyx, corolla, endoecium, and gymnasium are drawn in successively whole, calyx being the outermost and the gymnasium being the center. Floral formula also shows cohesion and adhesion within parts of wholes and between wholes. The floral diagram and floral formula in figure represent the mustard plants. Family Lasicaceae. Description of some important families. Fabaceae. The family was earlier called Papilionidea, a subfamily of Leguminosaceae. It is distributed all over the world. Vegetative character: trees, shrubs, herbs, roots with root nodule, stems erect or primary, leaves alternate, pinnately, compound or simple, leaf base, alvinate, stipulate, venation, reticulate. Floral character: inflorescence, racemose, flower, bisexual, gymnomorphic, zygomorphic, calyx, sepals, 5, gamosepalous, velvet or imbricate aestivation. Corolla, petals, 5, polypeptalous, papilionaceous, consisting of a posterior standard, 2 lateral wings, 2 anterior one, forming a keel enclosing stamen and pistil. Axially estivation. Endoecium, 10, diadylophus, anther, dithyokas. Gymnasium, ovary, superior, monocapillary, unilocular with many ovules, style single. Fruit, legume, seed, one to many, non-endospermic. Floral formula: percentage O plus arrow, K5, C1 plus 2 plus 2, A9 plus 1, G underscore 1. Economic importance: many plants belonging to this family are source of pulses, gram, arrowroot, seeds, mung, soybean, edible oil, soybean, groundnut, dye, indigofera, fibers, sunworm, fodder, Sisbania, trifolium, ornamental, lupin, sweet pea, medicine, muliaceae. Solanaceae. It is large family commonly called the potato family. It is widely distributed in tropics, subtropics and even temperature zone. Vegetative character: plants mostly herbs, and rarely small trees. Stems herbaceous, rarely woody, aerial, erect, cylindrical, branched, solid. Or hollow, hairy or glabrous underground stem in potato, Solanum tuberosum. Leaves alternate, simple, rarely pinnately, compound, extrapolate, venation, reticulate. Floral character: inflorescence solitary, axillary or cymose as in Solanum. Flower bisexual actinomorphic calyx sepals 5 united persistent persistent velvet estivation. Corolla petals 5 united velvet estivation. Endoecium stamens 5 epipetalous. Gymnasium bicarpellary obligatory placed syncarpus ovary superior bilocular placenta swollen with many ovule axile fruits berry or capsule seeds many endospermous. Floral formula O plus arrow K5 C5 A5 G underscore 2. Economic importance. Many plants belonging to this family are source of foods: tomato, brinjal, potato, spice, chili, medicine, belladonna, ashwagandha, fumigatory, tobacco, ornamental, petunia. Liliaceae, commonly called the lily family, is characteristic representative of monocotyledonous plants. It is distributed worldwide. Vegetative character: perennial herbs with underground bulb or corms or rhizome. Leaf mostly basal, alternate, linear, stipulate with parallel venation. Floral character: inflorescences solitary or cymose, often umbellate cluster. Flower bisexual, actinomorphic, perianth, sepal 6, 3 plus 3, often united into tube, velvet estivation. Endoecium stamen 6, 3 plus 3, epipetalous. Gynoecium tricarpillary, syncarpus, ovary superior, trilocular with many ovules, axial presentation. Fruit capsule, rarely berry, seeds endospermous. Floral formula Br O plus arrow P 3 plus 3 A 3 plus 3 G3. Economic importance. Many plants belonging to this family and are good ornamentals: tulip gloriosa, source of medicine, aloe, vegetative, asparagus,